is a yeko and you ma wo beti and then me who asofo ne bia omo ye prophecy ye wo position ye mo polls data no me bo mu din yen
polls data as the foundation for prophecy no
and I mean catch
Anthony Karbo one of the senior advisors to the Bawumia campaign no na odinsembia tudwa reveal secret bi a ekoso a chese ehu yie pa ni nyina fa Ghana adifo a omo sori a omo se we na bedi nkunimu abatuo nu we na bedi ncho ne de ekeka ho no o se sa adifo ni nyina no atrofo nko a in fact omo as party executives ni ade no omo a na omo sa data no omo a na fidi omo with data omo de ba bonten no na nsem a wabro so de enya asem ketua Anthony Karbo ese enei se opobi a obetimi aboa NPP amonyoko mankunibie abade amomo for 2028 nobody else than Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enjibre enkotie Anthony Karbo nsem a ode atubia
ye ne de mo mo se ade ne ye hwehwemu unia sofo ye hwehwemu ade ne sei ene no post no economic intelligence unit for the biaba nyina de 51 mo hosa anenti wo de hwe kan be fa so enkomo no be hwehwe wo just enti mas enti ha me hu
to de ekoso na nye hu
me Anthony Karbo se sofo bisi wo krom ha pass ohun abia on kire me de besi wo 5 northern regions no na de bia krap ne e prophecy wo ade na sofo nyi omu bia church wo so ho aden omunyina asofo akese obetima abo 5 okroma obi ani branch bia wo soro ho onko bia bi hwe masa it no many bi wo ha
but for a prophet to go to the extent say or through book a documented prophecy no that should tell you say bro obi bro Mr. I beg you ajinasaro uni bebi o shase yo shase o stream I know
unim sa
yes
okay
it's true that nobody or no or stream
why prophecy da
it's true that naba
won say why kasa prophecy why prophecy
no menti e why there me
onye bi nyame na monya no sese no akra ni Kumasi pe no oni nkrofo kasa o nyame na monya no sese no akra ni Kumasi pe ene yehunuoma wo ha ene nioma besu ade no menti say o maka bibia fa Upper West, ya hiye hu bibi, ejabi beto woho, isio bi beto woho, ohini kesi bi bewu. Mi hu sa di omano. Mi hu da, wo bi dia botchre me. She, uko Nigeria, ye ba be ye election yi Buhari as president. Ye ko Nigeria o. And you me koso Nigeria in the Christendom no. Jack, enye de ye wo Ghana. Ye de ye wo Ghana. Na se Buhari ba omo kaze omo mpiri makremoni be di president of Nigeria. Ana reviana. So guy.
It came up, yes.
Na election no only one coin. Nyani Kristo ni coin.
Yes.
Jonathan onye Kristo ni.
Oh, e Kristo ni.
Ekosi se. Mo program. Ekosi wa Sempa FM. Ekosi se. Buhari free wa okoi. Enu okofa Tinubu bae.
Yes.
Tinubu de oya ticket no double ticket o. Yenya sofwa kese big pastors wo mo ka se akono oni ade no ekosi sei e
was Sempa FM
Ghana ha wo mo ka kire ye se there's no way obi e wodi 72 betumi di president wo Ghana ha ene ka kire mo se hey munya butre o Nigeria fo yi 72 Mandela free priest na ba be di president no wodi 72 Biden obabedi akonya no wadi 72 ti yesremo adena mo ka no enye age ne ediko election no eye strategy eye enye ediko election enti won kura stra na ena bi wo ena yesi ena we kura ba ye no kura no ni krom kura no ya nto ama no na atamis kura no office central region ede ne ba ye no 2000 afantifo no di neti Sena wo central region
yes western region
western region no sa enclave mu di neti 2004 mudineti
no
enso o appreciative vote kakra ho 2008 mudine baye NDC force and baye no what was the vote NPP got in central region musisa ho nyina allocated corps no da from no mo hihye nyoma afarefo no mo kansem na melsi tuka sa no okoho adi wo fia woye sa na melsi di bedi akonwa no Intimidiana election idea.
That's all the even as a Catholic, no, sir, prophecy in elections.
Now, Catholic Church, yeah, prophecy war.
That mean Catholic.
Say, yeah, prophecy, yeah, rosary, no, yeah. Oh, Hail Mary, Mother of God, pray for us. And that's why we still become one of the biggest congregations in this country. Intermediate, so prophecy, no. Now, say, na beba akra me be hu say abibibi wo sa o.
Be ye adwuma hu.
Pacho.
In elections, ye adwuma hu.
Me die, I say, wo mo ejidi no.
Ohunyi ba wunyi ni say ebenya influence from 31st.
Me say
31st elections.
Oh, election way.
Yes.
Prophecy.
Yes.
Said ain't it?
Because prophet back on why consistent, no. Aka say
why consistency?
Aka say can the Japan or say nothing can change. That is how definite it is. So
Charlie,
it cannot change.
Charlie, unim say sa prophecy ya tama 2023 there no.
Yes.
Oshia wo Kempiski o say.
Yes.
Mo ye bibi. Say ya edima
Alan, yes.
Omo kasa wo pa o sa tape na bo. E koto aba no. Sa so fo no mo santi mi be kasa e. Take me there. She elections e nipa ho adwuma ne ye.
But polls the UGD.
Polls they give you an indication of trends.
Okay.
Say polls the amount trend no.
Okay.
What the trend no nante. Ye nyina no policies say candidate ebe to bibie to mo. Obey polling kakra say this policy will it be popular?
Okay.
Will it be accepted?
Okay.
Will people understand it? Free SHS no enye 2012 ne de ba yo. Na Akufo Addo campaign mu in 2008 but it never made the headlines.
Sure.
2012 enye pagya mu enye de ba 2016 ena Ghana fo nyina eti ejitum enti mesre I have no difficulty with prophets.
Okay.
There be prophets bibi wo ho a you see, and the question is how does one become a prophet?
And they on nyame asem.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem I have. How does one become a prophet? Because you see, me say,
and if you decide, now okose prayer center be your fasting there 40 days,
then God will call. You see, that's the problem I have. Anything I may know, Catholic Church, no, Obi Catholic Church, no.
Yes.
You were minor seminary.
Yes.
What you say?
Yes.
Ufri minor seminary. No, I major seminary. No, okwa. Ukoye course no 7 years.
Sure.
First year no ubeye theology, near more degree.
Yes.
So you understand the Bible and what it says. You understand the Old Testament and the New Testament. Now I am surprised when I see people preaching the gospel with the Old Testament when the New Testament was an improvement.
Yeah, but I said the Bible is
no, but I'm saying,
no,
I'm saying. So me, I'm a student of Christian religious studies.
Okay.
At St. Charles Minor Seminary. I went to a minor seminary.
You almost became
I almost became a Roman father. I just missed the call. I didn't get the call. But if I had gotten the call by now, I would have been Reverend Father Anthony Abeifa Karbo.
Of the
Laura Parish. I'm telling you, me now for me classmates but some couldn't continue because their units got finished at some point. Into a be share prisons, be share police, be share different places. But one or two be the koya ko in the monim, Reverend Father. Entino, no, sa prophecy. Say me jina ho. Oh, kwesia kwa. Me husa daka hunu bi da wo. Ai, eno never. Me say omu ko 5 northern regions won ko be sorry. Na enkasa ansem no ho. You will understand why I say what I say. And I'm telling you that Fountain Gate, it has existed for the last 30 plus years. But that man has never dabbled in prophecy. Ajinastare, he started in Tamale. My senior sister attended his church. You know your friend, Brother Charles, who can sorry a Katie rest house, who you and some were onokura wotno onye prophecy da me this is papa na ka say I prophesy and me hu 31st ohun de besie and na president Kufuor and na former president bi and I mean what is all that obi ukwa brochria suffer be any not even Joel Austin TD Jakes can sit on a national TV and say that I prophesy that this will happen. Next day he'll be arrested. he will be arrested.
Baumia's strongest point will raise we mo yeden.
What do you mean strongest point?
Enti se Baumia jina platforms na or kasa. What is he selling to delegates about himself?
Look, as far as I am concerned, Baumia's vision for the country is already known. He's marketed himself. He's put up those ideas. I mean, currently as we speak, we all have agreed, you have agreed, sitting on this studio, that our current gold for oil, gold for reserve program, that idea, as we speak, is not even documented in the books of economics. Is that not something coming from somebody who probably is in a different mind thinking? It's not. Tell me which economics book would you find that idea in? Where? It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. With the current happenings in the global economy post-COVID, it's not there. Nobody has propounded that. That alone should be something. I mean, so for me, it is ideas. Obi, you can be the... We can go to a gym and get somebody to become a president. But it may be just empty person who cannot deliver anything for our country. That's not the kind of leader I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who can think outside the box. Because the current problem we have is not the recycling of old issues. That's not what it is. In any case, no. Now, that's the point. That's where we are. I mean, Akufo-Addo came into office, and his priority at the time was that, look, every year, over 90,000 students leave the junior secondary school system, and maybe just about 5 to 10% are able to proceed to the next stage. Akufo-Addo made a definite decision that, look, I am going to make senior high school education free. That's a bold decision. Very bold decision. And he used the state money, the taxes of our country, to fund that. That is leadership. So when it comes to what is Baumia's unique selling
proposition,
I have always come to this conclusion that ideas run a nation.
Yes.
And Baumia has already displayed that if given the opportunity, these are the ideas that I am going to put on the table. And some of them include digitalization of various sectors of our economy, and that will also throw in a lot of jobs for the young people. People say, oh, Messi factory. My brother, not all of us want to work in a factory. Me, sitting here, if factories were workable, the North would have been with so many factories. What has happened to the Bulgar meat factory? You don't have the meat. So you build a factory, you wasted your time. President Mills, Haruna Idrisu, then trade minister, they commissioned some sugar factory they wanted to open in Savulugu somewhere. It won't go anywhere. Not because a factory is not important, but you must understand what resources do you have in that area that you want to process into finished products and add value to. Those are important issues.
Yeah, but Monsua pushing the idea of factories. Now yes. I've said, so listen.
Yes.
You're in biggest challenge as a country, youth unemployment. They are in their millions.
Agree.
Until the 2028 election will be defined by not just the economy, but also job creation. The person promising to create jobs must have credibility in that regard. Say, personally, we're creating jobs there. And that has been the campaign message for the Agyapong campaign. Say, he has a body of work to show. So we're creating jobs. None of the other candidates have been able to say that. And I must say, if jobs is the major issue, then Agyapong is your answer. And then I can add the phone.
You see, what I don't like to do is to respond to ideas people have propounded in an internal context.
Yes.
I really don't like to do that. But let me ask you this. In 2000, when President Kufuor was coming, Ejuma Nana Akufo aye previously, because jobs have always been
I remember it was a major issue in 2000. Yes.
It's not changed.
Yes.
So those calling for that won't change. You see, to be successful in the private sector is different from success in the
managing
in
a
the,
country.
in the public sector and the management of the country. They're completely different issues. In the private sector, you pay people, so when you talk, they jump. You can hire and fire at will. Nobody cares. But when you get into the public sector,
you have unions to confront.
It's a completely different situation. It's not the same. So when you say somebody has a credibility and all of those things, I laugh. Because that is not, it's a completely different ball game. President Kufuor came in. Even when President Kufuor was becoming president, you heard the things they said about President Kufuor. You see, brick factory, the man went to me and Kotoko, board chairman, went to me and Shaso. They said these things, but Kufuor came in with a clear idea that, look, guys, the golden age of business is the private sector. So my duty as president is to ensure that I make the private sector competitive. Government creates an enabling environment, allows the private sector to take commanding heights of the economy, and they will throw up these jobs. That is how it has worked everywhere in the world. Even Germany, of all. Look at a country like Japan. It's not individuals it's the private sector that must drive the growth of the country. So Kufuor came in and had a minister for private sector public development. You remember that?
Private sector, I think initially
it was Daniba. At some point, Daniba became private sector minister, and then Indum Sukoho, Kwame Nabatels also became the minister. And at that time, you look at ensuring that you bring interest rates down. Time President Kufuor be president. Na Ghana before COVID be president. Na Ghana has SIM card. Yeah, tobacco. Meaning SIM card I'm using it on 3 million. Kufuor be president we ya na SIM card bo ebe ye 1 cedi wo maimu ha phones are ye free China buy ye di be gumu a chese nkrasi for ye nyina ye tumi tuto phones ni bi. Satam ukura 3310 a jack uye guy e wa Accra. And it takes, and look, even fuel. It took President Kufuor to come in to expand because he adopted a policy of deregulation. By deregulation means that let us reduce the involvement of government and let's allow the market to regulate the price, and that way private sector people can be part of the process and the pie will grow bigger, jobs will be created. It takes ideas. Because I have never seen, even China, a lot of the things happening in China are not private sector driven. It's not government. And they've been able to hold down a country that was one time a poor country 30 years ago. Today, it is one of the most advanced economies in the world. In fact, if not the biggest or the largest or the fastest growing in the world. Why? Because Chairman Mao and the rest of the people who have come after him have followed a consistent vision of allowing Chinese in the private sector to take the commanding heights of the economy, and with the backing of
the perception about him for some people, let me say, or you weak, or yeah, he's on your uja or no beer ultimate take strong decisions, bold decisions, on your firm. He's weak. Knowing him from close range, what you're saying?
I think you
saying how about describing.
You see, you need to fear people like that. You are Tamils, not saying.
Boko.
You are Kufuor, not saying.
Boko.
Now, President Otia Kunyasu Neno, what is saying?
Boko.
Until go, Yabutre. It's not amamono enye gidi no ne de bu amanu and that tough debi and I be dika kachiro say Jack ensuonyunu ne fanipa o ensuonyunu no ne fanipa. Ghana has gone beyond this Rawlings type presidency. We've gone past that. Our country's democracy has progressed. The Ghanaian people themselves want somebody who is toned down, well considered, who is measured, who reflects how Ghana is, who we are. Ghanaians are not. That's not the nature of our country. We are a very conservative nation. We are very, very conservative. Because you need a strong leader. No, we need a calm head. Somebody who can be considerate, somebody who is measured, somebody who, Obia, just say, you can carry the nation across. Kufuor was never a weakling. He was never, you know it. But look at the things Kufuor did. Some of the bold decisions that Kufuor take here, could that be coming from a weak leader? Could that be? They used to call him the gentle giant. Why did they give him that name? Of course, a giant is not supposed to be. Samson wasn't gentle, was he? The Bible says that. I mean, but Ghanaians knew that he was a type of president and you need somebody who is approachable, a president that the people can speak to without fear. You should be able to speak your mind to your president. That's the kind of president you want for. Why do you want to be fearful? Is that Idi Amin we are going to elect? Or we are going to elect a military man to lead the country? Then we could go for any of the generals. That's not the type of president we are looking for. Ghana Boko, our democracy can thrive if we have people who are cast in that mode. Obi, we're not looking for.
But how do you respond to those who have said, sir, the youth of today, an unconventional leader, a different type of leader? Kweku Kwatin says, in quote, a madman, somebody who would come and disrupt the status quo and do things anew. Yeah, any boko diplomatic kind of leadership, no? Yeah, leaders who would come and shake the system.
President Kufuor.
Yes.
After how many years no the president here?
Yes.
And now me program will be so he's the best president in the Fourth Republic.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But he was not an unconventional leader. But he brought some of the most far-reaching reforms that today Ghana is standing on. Free health insurance alone.
Yeah.
F-Cube. Health insurance alone. Must it take somebody to disrupt? No. It takes an efficient leader who can say, I will get this done. Doesn't mean shouting and no. I mean, you are in politics and not a military regime. If we are looking for a leader who come and make sure that by 6 o'clock in Inayada, then let's call the military in. Okay? Let's call the military in to come and deal with this matter. But so long as people are going to cast their vote, people are going to queue and vote. Obi, you don't expect the president who come and talk down the country. Is that the type of president you're looking for? Is that the kind of president your children, you want your children to look up to? No. I don't want that. I want the president who speaks and my son will sit back and say, Dad, this is presidential. This is the behavior and character of a president or a leader. We are looking for results-oriented leadership. The reason why Ogofoka said the young people are frustrated, they are frustrated because we do not have leaders who come in and we get the results we are looking for.
But
so it has nothing to do with say Nipano is giant, Nipano is tinty, or Nipano has a husky voice, or the person is so stern and shouting down people. No.
But despite the events in the last few days, which seems to show that there is some kind of momentum behind some of the other contestants, no? Mbomu as an advisor to Baumia.
No, Mbomu Hukra.
We are sure.
Mbomu Hukra. And I mean, the NPP delegates have never gotten it wrong. Look, this election, and yet, look, the most controversial, heated elections in this party is in the history.
That's 2007,
and
probably.
Alan, any Akufo-Addo election,
2007.
it was the most fierce election. The election that had the tendency to divide the party right in the middle. But that election did not. That election united the NPP. Because the grassroots will speak and the leadership will have to listen. The Kosa election, you know, the Koso. Why are you Kriska? Yeah, when Akufo-Addo did not follow Akufo-Addo because of money. It was the genuine love for Akufo-Addo. And the fact that Akufo-Addo had prepared so well for that election. The recruits he had for that election, oh man, fantastic guys. The guys knew the grounds and they knew the campaign.